hit record. Okay, I think we're going. Rightio, nice, right, cool. Hey, we are back. It's been a while because I was away last week and then I'm away again next week. So yeah, it was a bad time to start the Ace Attorney playthrough actually. I've been putting it off for so long and I was like, I need to start doing Ace Attorney again, and then I start doing it right at a time when I have absolutely no time to record it. So that's annoying, but never mind. We are back today. Oh, I was like, I don't even remember what we were doing. We went to the mountains to see Maya, and then she went into a room with some doctor guy, got possessed by a nurse, who then murdered him. But because she was the only other person in the room, she's been arrested for it. And it is kind of her because she was the one that pulled the trigger, but it was sort of not her because she was being possessed. And we're about to go to trial, I think. That's where we are. That is the situation currently. Here we are. June 21st, 9:48 AM. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. What? Let me check that this is definitely picking up. Yep, desktop audio, great. Although it's really fucking loud in my ears again. I always forget to turn this down, it's so loud. Especially in these. These are my best headphones, ironically, considering. Why will that not open? Fuck, where's the button on the computer that does it? There we go. Yeah, these are my best headphones, even though I got them off eBay, like dead cheap, but they're actually the best quality headphones that I own. So they're really loud. They're much louder than any of my other headphones. Right, what? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it says... Oh, that's right, it's not him, it's like his kid or something? I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma. He was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, also he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Sorry, I'm just checking, double checking. Yes, we're good. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Hurley! You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? I need to adjust my pillows. Ugh, there we go. Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Girl, you are mad. Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's next rival. Well, he's also a friend. Objection! Objection, he's not my friend. I still remember him. I still remember him as if I had just seen him only yesterday. Oh, the boyfriends. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again! Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot, you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. Did he fucking... No! Right, I know he's not dead, because I know he comes back. Like, I know enough about this series to know he has his own game and shit. Why is he talking as if Edgeworth is dead? What does he think happened to him? What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? What is that from? What is that from? Oh, it was the first series of Victorious when Kat used to always go, what's that supposed to mean? But then they dropped it and she stopped doing it in season 2. When they made her, like, infinitely worse. No offense to Kat, but she was far better in the first season. Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? What the fuck does he think happened to Edgeworth? I'm so confused. June 21st, 10 AM, District Courtroom number 2. Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb. Who's this? Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey, again. Because it's always the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Ooh, who is this? What is with this girl? Ahem, Mr. Wright, are you finally prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on, so this kid is the famed prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska. I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. The prodigy, eh? Is she also the fire star? I see. Smack my neck up. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Oh, for fuck's sake! I knew that was gonna happen! Get out of the way! No! Remind me later. I don't know if you guys can see this. Get out of the way! No! Oh my god, get out of the way! Oh my god, get out the way! Fucking hell! Ugh! I don't know if you guys could see that. I don't know if the OBS records it, but it's this fucking full screen message that keeps reminding me that Windows 8 is reaching its end of life. And I'm like, I fucking know that, okay? I'm going to get a new laptop, but will you just get out of my damn face? Right. And then it wouldn't go away no matter how many times I clicked, it was just sitting there. It's so annoying because it covers the whole screen. And thankfully my Windows is set to be bright yellow. So you can't really mistake it for like an error message. Like if my thing was set to be blue, I would think it blue screened. Because it's yellow, like it's quite obviously like not something that's an error because it wouldn't go yellow for that reason. But it's very annoying. Anyway. Revenge. Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... The fuck was that? I thought my computer was about to break. I heard the... What the fuck was that? I'm talking. What is she doing? Why has she got a whip? If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Alright, fucking 50 Shades of Von Karma. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person, I beg of you. Oh my god! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who is this girl? I mean, I'm kind of on board. 10 out of 10 would date. Oh, what? Oh, this is a fucking Microsoft website now. Fuck off. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Go away. Oh, I hate this computer. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Will you fuck off? Very well. What is the defence's position? Your Honor. Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right, I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of himself. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. I feel like she must have a German accent, but I can't do a German accent, and I'm not going to try. But I feel like she needs a cooler voice, but I don't know what to do for her. I could go English like I did for Edgeworth, but I don't feel like... I don't really feel like she's English. I don't know what to do with her voice. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir, she's a woman. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Why is it always Gumshoe? Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. That's a fucking great map. That is fantastic. That looks like nothing you've ever seen. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? Having an orgy. Well, they were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? The look of disbelief on the judge's face is... Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Oh, there is something wrong with the sound. That's not meant to happen. God, I hope that's not my computer. That's all I fucking need. Right, floor plans added to the court record. What else we got? I've completely forgotten. Oh, right. Shit. That's right. So a newspaper clipping, the map, the Magatama, another newspaper clipping that said that it was this nurse girl that died, and then her sister is the lassie. That's right. The red-headed girl at the retreat is the sister. There was a bullet hole in the screen. There's a key. But there's two keys? Something about how there was only meant to be one of the key, but there are two keys. And then at the end we talked to Mia, but she wasn't... She had 3 lock boxes, and she didn't want to tell us the truth. It's been like over a week, so I've kind of forgotten where we were at. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. Oh, you know what I feel like? You know Grey Delisle, when she played Natla in Tomb Raider Underworld? That would be a good voice. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. So I did read online, because I was doing research, and by research I mean I was hanging about on TV tropes. And it said that if you press them too much in this game, you can actually get penalised, which is kind of annoying because my way of doing it was always just to press everybody all the time because I just like the dialogue. But apparently if you press them too hard in this game, the judge will get on at you, so that's unfortunate. But we'll see how we get on. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. Is my camera going squinty? That's fair. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Now, why would he have... Oh, she's got an American voice. Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you're missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant Maya Faye's were also in the grip, sir. I mean, yeah, it's not surprising she shot him. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point blank range. Point blank, huh? So about how far away was it? It was anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? I can't make that noise. Test, test, test. Tut, tut, tut. How do you do that? Oh, I love her. Look at her, like... I am in love with this girl. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder buns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Faye's, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Ugh, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or you know what would be a good voice? You know, Jessie from Team Rocket? That would be so cool. She would have such a good voice if she had the same voice as Jessie from Team Rocket. To protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. Jessie, James. Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. Shut up, Lauren. Okay, now I need to try and figure out how to do Jessie's voice. Oh, right. The wind was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wind? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes Maya look like she stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first and then shot? Yep, sure as can be. One look at the wounds and you come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Grr, what a pain. Oh, that's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Knife added to the court record. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard two gunshots at the time. And the two murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprint... Oh my god, I cannot read. And the two murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honour, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there? That's quite true. Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. So, first of all, I want to see what those things say. But more than that, I think we're going to say not guilty. Because this is Phoenix Wright. And we're not going to send Maya to jail for justified self-defense. Besides, justified self-defense would imply that he had tried to attack her first, and we have no evidence of that, so that's not really a good plea either. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank, gunpowder residue around the vehicle. Murder weapon was Gray's, 2 shots fired, bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belongs to the face, bears Maya's fingerprints. Okie dokie, I'm going to say we plead not guilty. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'd be labelled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honour, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defence will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective? Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now see here, proceedings are run by... Oh yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Witness testimony, incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume that the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. That's my point. You can't go for justified self-defense if the person isn't fighting you. That's not self-defense at that point, that's just straight up murder. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood spatters on her clothes. Did this situation get any worse? Huh, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name, it's disturbing. Incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. Thud. I love when he smacks the table. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal? Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, please just stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. There's blood in the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. Ooh. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. Are there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. Too bad. Not enough time. Time to move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. If I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Let's press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume. There is one little thing. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. I don't know! I don't know where the problem is. Oh god. What's that black dot? Is it this? I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. Sleeve? Oh, okay, it's a hole. Oh, thank god that was right. There's a tiny hole here. A-hole? In the prisoner's a-hole. A-hole. That wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. So she got shot? Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion that you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. Best that we get the court record first before anything else. Maya's costume updated in the court record. I never actually read the first one. But sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. What does it say? Suppose Maya was wearing it in time in the murder. Touch the check button for details. Okay, that's all it says. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. A tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Sorry. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. Ugh, we're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. I've somehow found a critical contradiction and then I'll have her. Sorry pal, there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. As you can see, it's covered in blood. So I think I need to show him the fact that there's a bullet hole in it, probably? It's like that would suggest that he fought back, considering there's a fucking bullet hole in her clothes. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes. Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. And what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Is one karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Oh, fuck. Which means the defense is yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, true. Furthermore, the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Why did she hit him? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. What transpired? During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it. That sounds plausible. The scenario you've put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. I am just going to pull my blanket over my legs because I am chilly. It's been absolutely pouring with rain here today. And in fairness, it is starting to brighten up a bit outside. And that it's gone from pitch black to, like, grey. But it's not warming up. There we go. The defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix? My Fate was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could easily have been a match for the doctor. Okay, but if she knows about the Korean channeling technique, then surely she's aware that Maya was being possessed by a nurse and that the nurse killed him and therefore her whole thing is stupid. If she knows all that, why is she trying to say it was Maya that did it? For fuck's sake, Francesca. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique. I'm never sure if it's Korean or if it's meant to be like Korean. Like, or Korean. Like, that seems more Japanese. I don't know. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. Think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad. How bad would you say it was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterwards I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. He took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. Handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, caused the too close and missed. So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. Maya's never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. The safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it by pulling the trigger. And me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. Uncovering it is gonna uncover the truth. I can feel it. Right, let's see. During the channel, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim. Right, let me look at the court record. What have we got? What's this? Floor plans. Murder weapon. Murder weapon. Okay. I really don't know. I think I'm gonna have to look this one up. I really don't know. Do I still have my walkthrough for this open? What are we on? What transpired cross-examination? Present Maya's costume on the 4th statement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Oh fuck. Why? Missing the tiny hole in this costume. The prosecution's undoing. What? What do you mean? Yeah, what do you... This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Yeah, please. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at Hank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? Is there not a gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. Something is shot from point blank and burn areas left around the bullet hole. Oh! There's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Oh. Oh, okay, so she wasn't shot from point blank then. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix. Think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? Wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. I didn't read that last line. As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. He would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Ooh, she's getting nervous. Well, then... That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. Then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. Mr. Wright? Let's be careful, I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Well, surely it's gotta be something doesn't make sense, because it never does. In this game. There's a fatal flaw in your argument, Your Honor. Argument. Fatal flaw? Yow! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. Oh god. That he was shot at point blank range and there- Yes, yes! Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? From Karma's explanation and this piece of evidence do not contradict. Haha, looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Ugh, being lectured by people is so embarrassing. What? Why not? Oh wait, we're talking about him taking the shot. I was thinking about when she was shooting him and I was like, oh, but he was definitely shot at point blank range. Okay, no, read that wrong. Right. Sorry, back up. Never mind. It's gonna be the costume again, surely. So what we're saying, she's saying that Maya shoved him. Sorry about that, the laptop went to sleep. I think we're back. Seems to still be recording. Cool, right. So, yeah, right. So she was saying that Maya must have shoved the doctor. And then... So, yeah, so she shoved the doctor, and then just as she was about to strike, he shot at her. So there was a distance between them, and she was trying to strike. I feel like it needs to be the knife, but I don't know why. I'm gonna look. Wait, what? Present the fold... Oh, the folding screen! I was looking at that earlier. So, like, the folding screen has a bullet hole in it. 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. I mean, it's a weird angle, but... Okay, let's see what they say, because I'm intrigued. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. I just want to check this is definitely... Yeah, it's still working. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? Yes, is the answer. The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but actually squatting low to the ground. That would make sense. That would make sense. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Well, she must have been like, what, here? Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Wait, what? Of course, whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. How is she not there? Like, if he fired from here to here, then surely she must have been somewhere in here, right? It's not as if she's gonna be, like, over here, is she? Like, what, here? She was standing here, near the folding screen. Okay, yeah, I need to be more specific. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? No. That's impossible. But why? Because of the burn thingy. You of all people should know the answer to that, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, why is there a jingly bell in the background? I'm feeling very festive. There's nothing of the sort in the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? Of course it does! Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Yeah. Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius for disaster. You're such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Uh-huh. How is it my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Oh, for God's sake. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. Okay. So we will save that. Save. 17th of September was the last time, and today's the 5th of October. No wonder I can't remember what was going on. Right, so we saved. Yep, we good. Okay, so I will stop there. So we will reconvene next time after a 5-minute recess and find out what Lotta has to say about all this. I think, where's my table of contents? Okay, so this is a 6-part case. So it's got an investigation, 2 trials, an investigation, and 2 trials. So this will be the second trial, and then we're back for another day of investigation. Cool! Okay, so we will reconvene next time and we'll find out what Lotta has to say. And until then, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone!